blue, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the middle, FC, let's have it right. Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea SW6. Up the Minerals FC. This is JT's Minerals Weekly. Big up to everyone that's in here. Please like and subscribe to my channel, Minerals FC, Tony Rolph's channel, Chelsea SW6. And there's over, I think, almost 100 people in here across our platforms, and I'm sure that will grow. But if you haven't liked, subscribed to our channels, please do so. We're going to have some great content coming in every week for you guys. Me and Tony together, landing the minerals, as I always say. Welcome, Tone. This is our new weekly show. Let's go.
Absolutely, Johnny. And I've got to say, mate, I fucking love that intro, mate. That is absolutely superb. You have definitely got the minerals, my friend. And what a wonderful opportunity this is. You know, we're match going supporters, and we'll be able to give you it straight, no fucking about. We've got no axe to grind with regards to. We both don't want to be journalists. We just want to say it as it is, and you know, just a bit of realism. Exactly what fans channels are supposed to be, as opposed to being a media loving and with people with different how can I put it, more opportunity sort of factors for themselves, looking to sort of progress. This is all about Chelsea FC. This is all about the club, and this is all about the love we have for it all. So hopefully a bit of realism is going to come across. But yeah, JT, mate,
JT's, Johnny and Tony's Minerals Weekly. That is what it is. Let's have it right. We ain't going to fuck about. We say it how it is. Let's land the minerals. Let's get into it.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean,
mate.
obviously, we've got what no one knows. We've got my channel up and running. We've got Tony's Chelsea SW6 channel running. We've got Tony's Facebook page running, all at the same time.
It's a first, isn't it? This is the first, and
it's the first.
I've got to tell you, guys, to go out bang on time is just unreal, because we've been going backwards and forwards, haven't we? Trying to tie everything in. Absolute first, you know, but by, I think I'm right in saying But right now it's being shown on free platforms, which is fantastic. Exactly what we want. We want to do this together, don't we?
Yeah, cool.
You know, and it's great. It's absolutely superb.
I can see people that are from Facebook in the comments. Thank you very
Good.
much for being here and participating.
Yeah,
and
big up
obviously,
to
like
everyone.
I say, you know what I mean. All your guys, Tony, in here
Yeah,
watching,
well,
supporting.
do you know what? Everyone, I'll tell you now, right? That Chelsea SW6 Facebook group is something else. I've got some great people on that, you know, and just massive respect for anyone that's tuning in. And this is something that I've always said. I've tried it a few times, Johnny. You know that, to go out live, you know, to the Facebook group and that. And I've tried it and everything else. But now, finally, hopefully, it's all coming together. I found someone that I want to do things with, yeah, and it's you know, and I like to go out, you know, and try and give as much information as I possibly can, whether I'm writing something about Chelsea or just putting out content. And really looking forward to this season, you know, coming up, and hopefully this is the start of something, as I say, between us, mate, where we can grow together and you know, get the right
100
people on.
Yeah, 100%. Like we've met a few times. I've been fortunate to meet you, Tony, because you are, let's have it right, a legend in the game, proper Chelsea. You've been home and away Europe a lot. You've lived more years than me, and you've experienced stuff that I haven't experienced. But you know, it's truly like to have you on my guest show. You were my first guest on my guest show. I've only been running my channel for about a week and a half, coming up to 2 weeks now. So to have you on and for us to sort of collaborate and do a weekly thing is very exciting. And obviously, exciting times with Chelsea, with the new ownership. A lot of money's going to be spent. It's clear as day it's going to be spent. And there's lots to talk about. But obviously, this is a new era for Chelsea. And we
Yeah.
we have to sort of embrace it and enjoy it, because obviously we don't know what to expect. Proof's in the pudding, and it doesn't just come with immediacy. It's going to be shown over longevity. But let's enjoy what hopefully will be exciting times at Chelsea, and may it long continue from Roman's era to us continue us winning and dominating, and hopefully dominate in a more serious manner like we did early Roman. Do you know what I mean? But lots of news come out. Obviously, we'll get straight into it. Obviously, big up to everyone. Please like and subscribe, guys. Very important for Tony and I to help us grow and build up, and obviously give you great content. That's what it's all about. And talk about the club we love. And we get to vent out. We get to talk about the good things, the bad things, whatever it is. But one thing everyone knows from me, I will land the damn minerals. Tony will land the minerals, because we got the minerals. Let's have it right. But let's say it how it is. Sterling, we'll go straight into it.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling looks like 45 million, roughly. That's the figure going about. A few $100 grand a week. It's no small change. And let's have it right. When we first spoke, I wasn't overly excited with Sterling. You really wanted Sterling.
Yeah, I wanted Sterling, yeah.
I was like, well, I like Sterling. You know what I mean? The currency and that. But listen, Sterling as a player, I'm actually a little bit excited now. I'm a little bit excited. I'm going to back the kid, because Tommy T wants this player. So I'm going to back this kid 100%. And I think we're getting a player that's 27 years old, who's been in the game. He's won title after title. He hasn't won the Champions League. Right? He hasn't won the Champions League. But that's why he's coming to Chelsea, in my opinion. He's coming to Chelsea to win that holy grail of a trophy that's eluded him at that club. 45 million, Tone. Let's talk about the price tag. What do you think?
Well, in today's money, it's an absolute steal, Johnny. I think it's 45 plus 5 add-ons. And you know, I know it's not 100% official. It's not on the Chelsea website, I don't believe.
No.
But the likes of Ben Jacobs, Nick Kinsella and that have all confirmed it, and he has agreed, it's on Sky as well, isn't it, that he's agreed personal terms. At 300 grand a week, it's not a small change. He makes himself the highest paid player at the club now. But he's worth it, every penny. And I think when you see the likes of Manchester City, ex-Manchester City players, all kind of saying, don't go, stay, we're mad letting him go. And, you know, I think it says it all, really. The guy's a proven international. He's a winner. And he'll give us that injection of pace. It's a beautiful deal for me, Johnny. I think it completely and utterly changes everything. I think it makes us more potent. And I think it's a magnificent acquisition. Great first signing. Obviously, we need it to be totally tied up. We don't want to, I mean, I believe it was us and Leicester were the only ones that hadn't actually put pen to paper. But by the looks of it, this is a done deal now. It's 99.999%, isn't it, in the bag? And what a great first signing. And he really, as I say, really does improve us as a team going forwards. Exciting stuff, mate. Really,
yeah. I mean,
great signing.
He's I think 45 million. I wouldn't have gone above that, and I think we've done a good deal there. If that's the actual figure, you never know with the media.
No, but he's at the right age, Johnny. He's at his peak right now.
No. Yeah. My
and he's
point
played
was
for two really good clubs, you know, and he, you know, been pretty much ever present. I know he wasn't picked for the massive games for City, but I think he always played some kind of role, some kind of cameo role. With some description.
He scored some clutch goals. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He scored some big goals for them.
Honestly, it's a massive steal. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, it's Man City's leftovers and all that." It's just stupid, you know, saying things like that. And hopefully, this now will relax our fan base because you know a lot of them need to take a fucking chill pill. Because
the fan base
are
getting their knickers in a twist, aren't they? They're getting all a bit apprehensive and nervous and that. There's nothing to be nervous about. We've just been sanctioned. We've come out of that.
Exactly.
We've got new ownership. Not even 5 minutes. We need to give them time. And listen, like we said on the last show, they are trying. They are putting bids in there. They're trying to get Dilitz. They're trying to get, for Raphinha, they put the money on the table. We'll get into that because I've got a theory.
There's a few twists and turns on that one now. Johnny.
And repercussions.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Well,
but
listen,
I think
go on. Sorry, mate.
I was going to say with Sterling, like, he brings you proven Premier League pedigree, experience. He's now hitting his prime. And we're now going to take a player that has basically molded himself into a great Premier League player, an England international who I think was our best player in the Euros.
Without a doubt.
So for me, I feel like you're getting a lot of player for 45 million, and it's clear as day that the gaffer was desperate to sign him and is the first signing. So now Sterling's going to go on pre-season now, which is massive because he can bed in with all the players. He's got great link up with Minerals Mount, as we know, for England. And I think that's going to be exciting. He offers us something that we haven't got currently in our front line, which is very important. And he's a goal scorer. So all those tick boxes. My thing was the price tag. If we pay 50, 60 million on a guy that's on 1 year contract, I weren't happy. But I'm happy with 40, 45 million. Doesn't eat too much into our budget. And we can actually look to spend elsewhere in the market for other positions that we desperately need. But I'm actually excited by this signing. I'm excited.
Good.
I think he's going to be a good player. And we're going to get him in his best years. Years. You know, Tuchel's going to elevate
the best
him.
signing. He's the best signing so far. You know, all the rest may have done deals, and that's fair enough. You know, and let's have it right. They've all needed to. And you know, I think a lot's written about us, said about us, you know, and not taken into account how good we are. Because there was a lot of reasons why we kind of limped over the line towards the back end of the season. But if you actually look at what we achieved in what was total adversity, I think we've done a magnificent job. 2 domestic cup finals, we won 2 trophies. People forget that. It's almost like we didn't do it. We completed the set, World Club, Super Cup, which I was really pleased we won that as well. Let's say 2 domestic cup finals that went 120 minutes and penalties against Liverpool. And we finished third, and we were unlucky against Real Madrid. I think everyone knows that. Yeah, and we could have very easily got to a semi-final there. So, listen, we ain't far off, So when people talk about us in a negative fashion, I think it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I'm all for improving the squad with better quality and better backups, because I think we fooled ourselves a little bit about our strength in depth in terms of the squad. But which we'll go on to talk about all the players that we're linked with, because we're linked with so many. So many, Johnny. I mean, I think I calculated 15 right now. We're linked with right now. 15 players, yeah.
Yeah. And they're not going to be small fry, are they? They're going to be
right. This is the thing, when people get frustrated about it. You've heard, that expression, if you kiss enough frogs and all that. Well, I'm not unhappy with any of the players that we're linked with. So how about that? Let's assume that a lot of them are still our targets. It's not like our targets have gone elsewhere, because they haven't. They're still there. So I think we have to put things completely and utterly into perspective and just chill out a bit more, I think Todd Bowley's having a go, mate. Really
he is having a go. Yeah. He's not here to muck around. He's spent whatever 4 billion. He's not here to muck. He's not here to muck around. He's a serious guy. He wants to win. He wants to win over the fans. He wants to listen. This transfer window is just starting.
Absolutely.
Sterling ain't your only sign. If it was under Roman, maybe 1 signing or 2 at the most. Yeah. This guy's going in. He's doing a massive clear out, and he also wants to bring in about, I've heard, 6 players, maybe 7 if he can. There's a lot of players we're linked with. Ake, for me, seems like the next one. And I think I would assume that there's a deal with Sterling and Ake with City for us. And in my opinion, a lot of the Chelsea fan base are umming and ahhing about Ake. But for me, I think he'd be a top signing. I think he's a versatile player. He's a lefty. He can play left back, left centre back, left in a back 4. He could probably slot him in a DM position. He's a versatile player, and he's a left footer. So that's very important. De Ligt is the other one. De Ligt's expensive, and there's all this nonsense about him preferring Bayern Munich. Well, it's all down to who pays the most money, because Juve want, I think it's something like 80 million euros or 90 million euros, and we've put down something like 65 million sterling, something like that, with some add-ons. It's breaking out that they've put down similar money, but it's all down to who puts down the most money. Juventus are desperate. All Italian clubs are in a real shit state at the minute, so they need money. So the most they can get, that club will sign that player. Simple. But De Ligt, for me, I think is a key one. Koundé's the other one. I don't know why it's gone cold. I don't know whether the gaffer doesn't want him or what. But he's a top player. Is it a case we don't want to spend the 50 million, 60 million on him, another 70 million on De Ligt, and let's say Ake's around 35, 40 million? That's a lot. That's like all your budget, almost all your 200 million on just 3 centre-back positions. You haven't even started with the front line or the midfield. It looks like it's going to be just 2, but I think we need 3. I don't know what you think, but to go with
Chalobah and Silva?
Yeah, because I think James will play that either right back or right wing back. I think Trev's, obviously, I love Trev. I think he's got the minerals and he's going to be a fantastic player. And he's born and bred Chelsea, so you need that. Silva, for me, can only play in the back 3. So if the gaffer wants to play the back four, you're not going to see Silva in that back four as much. And that's why I think you're going to have Ake and De Ligt, and potentially Trev. I don't know if Trev is going to be that sort of centre-back figure in a back four. I'm not sure. In a back three is all right. And then we got Colwell. You know, what's going to happen with him? He's young, but he's had no experience in the Prem. So I'm like, I don't know. Someone's put here Ampadu. Ampadu's better than him. Ake, better than Ake, and younger. Give him a chance with Chalobah. You know, I sort of agree a little bit in the sense that Ampadu's still very young, and he's played a lot of minutes. He's been around.
I think Ampadu's class.
But
I really do. But I'm not so sure about Ake. You know that. I really ain't. Only because of the money. Well, we get better value for Koulibaly, and with all intents and purposes, we've met up with his representatives the back end of last week with a view to attract, and we know we could pick him up cheap, 20, 25, 26 mil, which is a steal for him because he's got levels of experience. Ake, as you say, is quite versatile, and I think we are perhaps edging towards that one. And as you say, Koundé, we've gone a bit quiet on ourselves. I think to be honest with you, that whole Koundé transfer it's been a nightmare, isn't it?
But what do you think, Tone? Do you think the gaffer don't actually favour him? Or is it a case of that is a Marina signing? If that was the way I look at it, if that was a Marina signing, she could have signed him last year for what? Same money, basically, right? And I don't get it because we could have done with him, but then Tuchel said, "Well, I want to stick with Trev last season," and that's worked wonders. Obviously, bringing through Trev, but it was like at the start of the season of this window. Koundé was a done deal. You know, we're going to get him. Fabrizio's been saying it for a year. The deal's close. It's not quite here we go, but we're there. And now it's all gone cold. We don't know what's happening. Does Tuchel even want him?
Well, it's that. And also, let's have it right. I think we have to talk about Barcelona because they're holding everyone to ransom right now. And really and truly, the whole circle, we've got 3 players that are kind of linked with us. Don't know whether they're going to be playing for Barcelona or we're going to get a shot at it. And of course, one of those is Koundé because, you know, he's linked with them. And I don't think they'll have the money to do. I don't think they've even registered Christensen. I know there's pictures of him in the Barca strip and all that, but I don't think they've registered him. I don't even know how they're going to stay afloat. You know that, Johnny? Barcelona, let alone sign all these players. You know, for example, Lionel Messi's owed 100 million. PK around about 80 million. And the one that United are trying to get, I think, is 30 million now. I think that's why he's holding on or whatever. So trying to get his dough. You know, and then of course they've got to buy these players. I think they're in big trouble, mate. Really, really big trouble. So, and it's rather noticeable that I don't want to jump the gun here on another player, but Raphinha now has changed his language, hasn't he, towards us and all that. And Leeds have now put in an ultimatum to Barcelona, haven't they? Basically to say, look, which they're entitled to do because they got a concrete accepted bid on the table. You know, it's not just like, well, we'll just wait around and see if you can get it together. It's ridiculous. And I think more will come out with that. You know that more and more come out with that, Johnny. You know, because Deco apparently took the dough, didn't he? Early, which is probably why he's looking in the perfect world for him. Raphinha to Barcelona would be the one. So if you look at the players that we're linked with there, obviously Koundé's there. Let's talk about Raphinha and perhaps Dembele in a bit. But in terms of the centre backs, De Ligt is the one, and I think we're only 5. Possibly 10 million differential between what we value him at and what they value him at. And of course, they are keen on a couple of our players, which will be a deal after we do the deal, if you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they get money in for us, and then they offset it, you know.
I
So on
mean,
the
the
account
I
is a
want,
separate deal.
like, I do like this. I think he's got leadership. He's still 22 or 23. He's got Champions League experience. He's won the Dutch league. He's won Serie A. He's sort of learned probably a bit of his trade off Bonucci and Kalani. But he's had a bit of not a great spell at Juve, hence why he wants to leave. But for me, I think he adds, you know, a bit of shithousery to us. He's a bit of a two-footed player. I think he's predominantly right-footed, but he can play with his left. I've noticed when I watched him, he tackles with his left more than his right. But when he plays the ball, he plays with his right. It's a bit of a weird one. But like, listen, that's a lot of money for him. But we need to replace Rudiger and Christensen. But Rudiger's that left-sided player, which is very hard to find lefty centre backs, you know, that of high quality, and that's why I think De Ligt and Ake are there. Whereas Koundé for me is more of the right side, but could play across the back. You know, it's like they offer different attributes. Koundé offers something different for me. I think he's a bit more of a ball player and technically gifted than Ake and De Ligt. De Ligt's got more of the height and the physical presence. Ake's got bundles of versatility and experience. And I think with Ake, you know, when he got injured at Bournemouth, they went to shit. I think they actually got relegated, didn't they, that year? So he was out for a long period. When he was in the side, they were solid, which I think credit to him. Then obviously Man City bought him. Pep's bought him for a reason. First buy option
right.
on him.
Yeah, we had the buyback option on, didn't we? We didn't take it.
Who was the gaffer then? Who was the gaffer then? Was that Sarri? Must have been Sarri.
I don't know.
No, Lamps. It was Lamps, wasn't it? Must have been
Lampard?
Lamps. Yeah, it's Lamps.
Okay.
So
I thought it was before that, but listen.
Well, because how long's he been at City? 2 years? He's been there 2 years, is he? Or 1 year? I can't remember.
No, I think it's 2 years. But I think if we got him, Johnny, it's not like you'd say, "Oh, you know, it's a terrible signing." I just think with what's available right now, if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to be, I think the perfect scenario would be that we got De Ligt and we got Koundé, quite frankly, because that's two absolute pieces of quality that again elevate us, and that is what it's all about right now, making us better. But I also think Koulibaly is an absolute, you know, a no-brainer for the money in that, you know, his experience, plug the gap.
But is this Barca again? Does he want to go Barca? This guy, I mean, it seems like every fucking player wants to go to Barcelona. What's going on?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, Barcelona are almost like a PSG and a Manchester City where anything goes, you know. But what I will say is, apparently, that's a possibility for Juve to go for Koulibaly as a replacement for selling De Ligt.
Maybe Koulibaly's the backup to De Ligt. Maybe he's the backup, and then I think it goes like this. I think if you buy De Ligt, you go and get Ake. If you lose De Ligt, you could end up getting Koundé and Koulibaly, and possibly Ake as well, because he's not that expensive. You know, 40 million ain't too dear. You know, he's a Premier League player, isn't he? Hey?
Yeah, 25 for Koulibaly is an absolute steal, isn't it? And he's been offered to us, and they've been in London. Let's do a deal, you know, one of them ones. So
it could be the De Ligt deal is the sort of the deciding factor in who we actually get. You know, like
one or the other.
You know, whether you go Ake or whether you go Koundé, because for me, De Ligt is so expensive. You know, he's an £80 million player.
Well,
and Koundé's 70.
Pulled down by Italy, haven't we? Italian clubs are proper ravishing us right now, aren't they? You know what I mean? And
yeah, they screwed us over big time, big time.
yeah, especially that Lukaku deal. What a joke that is, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know. We've had to do what we've had to do.
Well, that's what I wanted to say about the wages, right? Now, the media said that we were paying him 340 grand a week, which is absolute bangers and mash waffle, because what we were actually paying him was 440 a week. We paid Lukaku 440 a week and 100 million to sign that fucking rat. Yeah. And this is the thing. Sterling is now being we're hearing 300 grand. Yeah. 300 grand a week. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than that. I know we're not going to, we don't care about wages, it's not our money, but yeah, it's just madness, really. You know, and we got players like Mason Mount and Reece James, proper Chelsea, that have been unbelievable servants to our football club, won the Champions League, Club World Cup, Super Cup. They should be fucking well. Werner's on 290. Listen, Mason Mount, James should be on those wages and some. So if you're bringing in Sterling now, you know, what's Reece James and Mount going to say? What are they going to say?
James is on less than 40 grand a week, I think.
Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Crazy, isn't it?
And they're going to look at Sterling being signed for 300 grand and go, hold on a minute.
I think they'll get new deals then too, though, you know?
Yeah, but what's the deal? You know, they should be top earners. They should be.
No, I agree.
Let's say for argument's sake, that Real Madrid come in for Reece James, yeah? Do you think they're going to offer him 200 grand? No chance. They're going to offer him the big money. Doesn't matter. He's 20,
I think Barcelona, I don't see how Barcelona can even be sat there trading right now. Is it because it's Barcelona? I don't know. You know, someone out there tell me, because I think just in terms of not even debt, just debt to players, Johnny. Players.
This is a good question, Tony. Yeah. Would you want Raphinha now if things changed? Players who want to play for us, and I fucking 100% agree with that. I'm done with Raphinha now. But what I would say, this is the way I look at it. I think we've left our bid on the table to just fucking make Barcelona cough blood, literally. Like they have, if they want that signing, they have to pay the money.
You wouldn't take him, Raphinha.
Listen, before all this, yeah. But the way he's moving now, waiting, sitting there like a puppy for Barcelona, and that's clear as day's first choice. That doesn't really sit right with me. That's another Lukaku scenario. What's going to happen when he doesn't perform or he doesn't play well and he gets benched? I know they're all mercenaries. I know
they're all mercenaries. All of them.
I get that.
So, but you have to take whatever they say with a pinch of salt. And apparently, now his language has all changed now anyway, Johnny. Yeah, because he's now saying, well, he's softening the whole approach towards Chelsea because he knows. Listen, he hasn't even got a deal. Dembele is out of contract. They want him to take half the amount to carry on. That's a loss of over 300 grand a month, possibly more. Raphinha hasn't got a deal in place, and Leeds United, quite rightly so, probably want to be fair to the player, and back him.
Yeah, but if it's a case you can go and get, Dembele, I'm taking Dembele over Raphinha. At least Dembele's not gone, I only want Barca and you've lowered my wages, but I want to stay. Yeah. For me personally, the way I look at it, I take it personally when a player doesn't have my football club as their first choice or preferred destination, and we put in a serious bid that's been accepted, and you're basically waiting for another club that's got not a pot to piss in and waiting to get some brown envelopes under the table to go and try and get near that offer. It's just ridiculous to me. It's not something that I like, and I'm not disputing if he signs for us that he'll give his all, because he played for that dirty scum Leeds and he did play for them, But listen, playing for that that team and playing for Chelsea is different level. He's never really proved himself in Champions League. We don't even know what he's going to be like. He's 25 years old. He's no spring chicken. So I think it's a bit of a risk, personally. I know the gaffer wants him, but I think it's a case of that they're just trying to force Barcelona, who desperately want this player, because let's have it right, they did agree terms with him before us and Arsenal. Arsenal were then after Barcelona, and then we come in last minute, right? And I feel like we've left that table on that bid on the table so that we can kind of like force Barcelona to match it, sign him, and then we can get Dembele. Because Dembele's and De Jong, for that matter, are both having their wages reduced, which is not their fault. It's the club's fault for paying those wages and then not being able to afford them. And they expect the player to stay because we're Barcelona. Don't work like that. Football does not work like that. So I feel like Dembele, if we offer in more money than what obviously Barca have offered and put on the table, I think we'll get him.
We have.
Yeah, we should get him. Yeah.
Well, but again, apparently he would rather get a new contract with Barcelona. The only thing is Barcelona are saying, well, yeah, you can stay, but you have to play for half the amount that you were on before. And that's how bad it is at Barcelona right now, Johnny. Yeah, so it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, in all truthfulness, I think we've left the bid, like you say, in there. Apparently, Arsenal have upped their bid as well to 65, like us. But I think the difference between ours and theirs is that
Champions League,
a majority of ours is up front. There's, I think, 50 mils, like up front sort of thing. So it's more, beneficial for Leeds to accept our bid, definitely from a financial perspective. But I think it's more a case of, well, it's almost like a checkmate scenario, isn't it? Where, and Arsenal too, like where we both kind of left our markers there, waiting for something to happen. But Dembele's out of contract now, Johnny. He hasn't got to deal with anyone.
Unemployed. Yeah, I know.
and apparently they've not registered Christensen as a player.
I thought that was done the other day. No, I thought that was done the other day. They brought out that shocking edit. Couldn't even do 4K or something. I saw it on the timeline. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I hope they do sign Raphinha. I really do, because I think that opened doors for us to go and get Dembele. Yeah, and I want Dembele. I know he's injury prone. Don't get me wrong, he's injury prone, but he's a baller. He's a baller, he's younger.
Yeah.
And Tuchel has worked with him. Tuchel knows him. Yeah. Tuchel said he's the most talented with Neymar that he's worked with. So he hasn't said that about Raphinha, and he ain't worked with Raphinha. Raphinha for me is like that sort of durable utility player. He's going to play him wing back when he needs to. He's going to play him in the front line as an inverted wing back, and he's going to get him to get stuck in. I get all that. I understand all that. But for me, Dembele, Rice, De Ligt give you that backbone. That with Sterling as well there, and you got Kai and you got Mace. You got attributes of different quality all over the pitch. And that for me is the spine we need to build upon. And I'm very optimistic we get Rice, yeah, Tone. We both want Rice. And the majority of the Chelsea fans or proper Chelsea fans want Rice because they know what a baller he is and what he can bring to our football club. But it comes at a ridiculous cost. And West Ham, the scum that they are, they don't want to lower that price. They don't want to sell him. And on top of that, they're happy for him to go next year when he's only got 2 years on his contract and get less money. Work that one out. It's just nonsense. They just want that money. If you pay them 100 million, you're telling me they're going to reject? I don't think they reject 100 million. They ain't going to get that next year. I think they take it. So that for me is one at the back end of the window, along with a potential Neymar or whoever it is. Yeah. Do you want to go through your list and that, or what? Do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Would you take Raphinha still then? Firstly, would you still take?
Yeah,
Raphinha
I would. Yeah. Yeah, I would, because I think it makes us instantly better. What I want us to do in this transfer window, right? I'll be totally honest with you, is I don't think there's a great deal wrong with us, right? We don't get to 2 domestic cup finals, champions of the world, you know, and everything else, and Champions League quarterfinals. Listen, we're a decent side, yeah. We're top 3. We're in the Champions League again, and we are, in my opinion, levels above Arsenal and Spurs. They've had to improve on the transfer window just to get anywhere near us. I don't think any club that went through what we went through, right, would have achieved what we achieved. I think it's incredulous. So, if we are going to get better and try and plug the gap between us and Manchester City and Liverpool, then we have to have better quality. So if we're going to remove players out, we need to replace them with something that's far much better, that makes us move forward, you know, elevates us onto a different level. So we know that gaps right now, we need centre backs, we know that. And De Ligt would be a massive one, as you say. Rice would definitely transform us. I think Raphinha or Dembele, and obviously Raheem Sterling, much better than what we had there last season. Just saying, like, Johnny, you know what I mean? We need to. There's obviously a lot of outs as well. But yeah, I mean,
Tone, yeah. With Sterling, for me, he's an upgrade on
everyone.
All of them. Like,
yeah.
Apart from Kai and Mount, he's an upgrade on the rest. Yeah.
Tim, yeah.
All right. Raphinha would be an upgrade on Ziyech. Then Dembele's an upgrade on Pulisic by miles.
Yeah.
And I think Sterling and Pulisic will have it out with each other. Lukaku's just a cement booted fraud. We don't care about him. I think anyone's an upgrade on him. You could put fucking what's his name, Danny Ings or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You could take someone from mid-table and they're better. And Broha's clear of Lukaku. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
So, I mean,
so for me,
if we look at
every player we're going to get is going to be better than what we got.
Okay, so today, let's look at what we are involved in right now, and then we can discuss whether we want those players and the latest up to date on everything, right? So we know that we are, according to most of the foreign press, this is coming from the foreign media, Matheus Nunes, right? Sporting. Now, according to them, we've tabled a £45 million bid with 5 million on add-ons. He's a player that, as we know, Pep Guardiola was, you know, coming out with superlatives about in their performance against Manchester City. And he's a player that apparently we are interested in. What do you think about that? I mean, I've got to be honest, I don't know really too much about him. Do you see that as something that we need, or perhaps it's not a gap that needs filling right now, that's for sure. But he is, for all intents and purposes, a decent player. Do you see anything
which one's
there?
This time? Which players
this is Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes, 45 million plus 5 million add-ons.
Is he from what's it? Wolves.
Sporting Lisbon, is it? Is it Sporting Lisbon?
Nunes. I don't know much about him, Tone.
He's supposed to be absolute quality. That's what's coming out right now. Okay, so then you look at the three.
Who's reported that?
It's mostly the foreign. It's mostly the foreign media, but that doesn't mean to say that it's not correct, because, you know, I just feel that our own media just regurgitate things and just reword
what
things.
Position
to make
is he?
It sound. It's midfield.
So midfield. What? As in, like defensive midfield, centre attack?
He's to replace Mason Mount. I'm joking.
Fucking hell! Wow. Tony's trying to land minerals on me already on our own show.
No, I'm joking, mate. He's a player that apparently, you know, we are interested in. But okay, so if we look at the three then at Barcelona, Dembele, Raphinha, Koundé, it's been going on forever and a day. You know, will we end up getting him? I don't know. Was it a previous regime one? Was it a Marina one? Was it the Roman era type thing? And is it? Or have we called on it now because we've got a better option, as you say? with Delitanaki or perhaps Koulibaly or whatever. I really don't know what's going to go on with Barcelona, but my take on it, I think Raphinha, we might have a stab at him because of what he's saying now. He's changing his language. It was like, I don't want to talk to Chelsea, get him away from me. It was almost that one on Barca and all that sort of stuff. Now he's kind of softening his wording about us, saying, well, I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? So who's to say? And look, they're all mercenary fuckers, Johnny. Yeah. So what do we care, mate? The bottom line is, he's a quality footballer, and that would you say elevate us. Imagine him on the right, Sterling on the left. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. That crossover. It's absolutely beautiful. Dembele, obviously, that's the one that you want. And then what else have we got?
I say it's not like it's. Well, I do like him. Don't get me wrong. My stance is this: whoever the gaffer wants, I want him, right? And it makes sense to me that he would want Dembele. It makes sense that he would want Neymar. He's worked with him. He knows him. I know he likes Rice, and he wants him.
Well, they're the big ones, aren't they? At the back end of this window, yeah, they're the ones that we almost got to plug the gaps first, get them sorted, and then we look at the cherry on the top, yeah. Because I just think we just got to pay what they want, and I think we'll get him. So if we're that serious about him, let's just do it.
What do you think? Do you think he changes us? Does he change the dynamics for you? Yeah, I mean, obviously we can play back four with him, I assume, but I'm a bit apprehensive. I don't think just signing him makes you play back four. I think Rice guarantees you playing that back four. And that's the difference. I don't think you play back four with Jorginho and Cover.
No, but you might with Rice and
yeah,
and if you look at it, right, okay, you have to look at what the bigger picture is, yeah. And we know that Thomas Tuchel changes the lineup every week, virtually, to suit the opposition, and of course, the way we play definitely changed a lot more last season than what it was when he took over the season before. So we have to look at that, and perhaps he might go four at the back, and chop and change it as to whoever we play against. What I mean? It's one of them ones. But yeah, the cherry on the top is obviously Ronaldo, Neymar, and Rice, isn't it? And it's rather interesting that PSG managers come out and said that he doesn't want him to go, but I think the owner.
When did he say? Did he say that today, Tone?
It was either yesterday or today. He doesn't want him to go, and all that sort of stuff. But the owner, it's very noticeable that the owner has come out and said that they wanted a different kind of policy, within the club, that they didn't want to go, sort of glitz and glamour. They wanted to less of that and be a little bit more, have a bit more solidity about them, less sort of a off the cuff, flary type, and get away with it in their league and win that league. Pretty simple, by playing beautiful, sort of off the cuff football and get away with it, I guess. But so there's that one, and then of course, as you say, Rice, it's all about the actual fee and who they would perhaps maybe consider as part of a trade, if it's possible at all. And then there's the whole Ronaldo thing, where I don't know, he's missed training now, isn't he? Is it the third day in a row?
Did you listen? I don't know if you watch TalkSport, right? I've been on it a few times.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And obviously Jason Cundy, yeah.
Oh yeah, I did watch a bit of that.
Yeah. Jason's got minerals, yeah. He doesn't rate Neymar, right? Doesn't rate Neymar, but so I'd have a little debate with him on that. But when it came to Ronaldo, he says Ronaldo doesn't start over Kai Havertz, and he'll have to play second fiddle to Kai Havertz. He will not give what Kai Havertz gives, and you gain in that area, but you lose and you struggle in other areas because of him. And I agree with that. I agree that you build around Kai. I think you need to give Kai this season to really show and prove everyone that's doubting him, which astounds me that anyone's doubting him, that he's got the minerals to deliver and kick us on, for league titles and so forth and dominate. I think Kai's got it. But buying Ronaldo will hinder him. It'll be another. I'm not saying Ronaldo's like Lukaku. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the situation's the same, where you're bringing in a superstar player who's going to want to play as many minutes or as much as many games, yeah. And Kai Havertz will, unless the system changes, he ain't playing with Ronaldo. So you're going to drop a £72 million wonder kid to play for 1 year a Ronaldo, which hinders Kai Havertz's development. He's going to be pissed off he's not playing regular game time when he wants to prove that he's got what it takes. And he's delivered for our football club already in moments, big moments, just not consistently. But you can't get consistency if you're not going to play. And with Lukaku, he didn't play enough, and with Ronaldo, he won't play enough. And that's the main reason I'm not going to get starstruck by Ronaldo. That's the main reason I wouldn't sign Ronaldo. I'm not disputing Ronaldo gives you clinicalness, goals, clutch. He's one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, definitely in this era. So I think it's just a marketing big signing, and that Tuchel's going to have to problem solve to try and. Everyone's going to have to work around him extra hard. Mason Mount again, Sterling.
If you consider now that we're a different football club or a different model running as a football club, then you have to say that Thomas Tuchel he's not under the same amount of pressure as the previous managers. Yeah, I think if he never won a trophy next season, I couldn't see him getting sacked. But you could under Roman, got it? So from that perspective, Ronaldo, Neymar, they're commercial deals. But, right? And this is the point I made in our last stream, Johnny, I guess. If you look at it if you don't see us winning the league next season, right, and you see us finishing, no matter who we sign, because it's going to take a year to, settle down and get themselves into the system. Man City are pretty much the real deal already there, yeah? Okay. And you have to say, so are Liverpool too. So if we're not going to challenge those two, right, in terms of being champions, right, which is what we want to see, because it's been a long time now since we won the league title, then you could argue, right, okay, let's enjoy the ride. And from a football, because listen, football is a business now, as we know. Todd Bowley is a marketing genius, and he would milk a Ronaldo signing and a Neymar signing to the absolute limit, and it would elevate our football club to stratospheric proportions, where we would elevate as a club again because of all the eyes of the world would be on our football club onto another level the following season. Yeah, because there'd be so much interest in us as a football. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these two players have their own set of supporters that kind of go with whoever they play for. Do you know what I mean? So, and also the fact that Ronaldo, let's be honest, right? I know Kai Havertz, and I know exactly what you're trying to say, right? It's a lot of money, young lads, you've got to back him, blah, blah, blah. If you look at the amount of goals and opportunities we create, it's probably one of the, if not the most in the Premier League, certainly right up there. And so many games, yeah, where we should have killed it off, right? It was so, Manchester United away, for example, is a classic example.
Yeah, that was.
We should have won that game 5 or 6 or 7-1. Yeah, the amount of chances we had, right? Okay, and we fell short. And then you had Ronaldo, one touch, bang, in the back of the net, right? And that's the difference, Johnny. If Ronaldo was up top playing for us against Liverpool in that Carabao Cup final, perhaps we'd have been not playing for penalties. You know what I mean?
I
because
don't doubt that
and that's
tone. I don't doubt
and
that.
I'm not saying, but
I
are
just
you
think that
lessening
he'll.
your desire for Neymar now?
Am I less in my desire for Neymar?
Yeah.
No, no. The reason look, I know Neymar. There's question marks about whether he can sustain the Premier League because it's it's a tough league. Let's have it right.
Yeah.
Then that's the same thing for Dembele. But the only reason people don't say that about Dembele is because Dembele's a free. Yeah. And Dembele's more injury prone. So if anything, Neymar's less risk, right? And arguably more talented. For me, Neymar, the reason I take Neymar over Ronaldo is because he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play in behind. You could put him false nine, if anything, right? With Ronaldo, you can't do that. And
He's
I
up
think
top.
Ronaldo just be like Lukaku, one position.
He
Granted,
does trap.
he's moving.
He doesn't trap. He's not relentless, but he does trap.
No, yeah. But what my point is, I'm not saying he doesn't press Ronaldo, but he won't be able to sustain it throughout the 90 minutes. It'll be in periods and moments. And in Tuchel's system, you need to be on it. Yeah, you got to press
Wouldn't part of
relentlessly.
you though, Johnny, turning up next season? Yeah, you read down that team list, and that and and Neymar's in that side. Yeah, you wouldn't, that Champions League night on a Wednesday night. I don't know, let's say Paris are in town or whoever. Yeah, and wouldn't you just, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's. There's something quite sexy about it all, isn't there? Let's be fair, right? And I don't think we'll ever get this opportunity ever again where you're offered two of the best.
Well, that's
players.
why I take Neymar. I take personally. I'll tell you why. All right. Well, obviously, apart from the tactical side and that, I think Tuchel will get the minerals out of him, and desire and hunger, because he'll have to. Otherwise, he don't play. And it's Tuchel's team now. He's not run by Roman and the ball. He's run. Todd Bowley's giving him the rein. Yeah. I just feel like Neymar. He's one player that there isn't any around like that.
No, and look at George Jackson, what you just said there, right? 600 quid a week. It's madness. If you were paying 600 quid a week, it is madness, George.
We won't pay that though.
No, Paris have said, well, we'll pay after wages. I think it's 500k anyway.
Yeah.
And
Ronaldo's 500k.
Yeah, I read
Ronaldo. Listen, that's what I was going to say, Tone. Ronaldo ain't coming Chelsea.
I don't think he is. No.
I guarantee you ain't coming because United will not sell Ronaldo to Chelsea because United see us as a competitor, a rival, top four,
Bayern Munich,
all that. Right. So for me, I said it. He go Bayern Munich or he goes PSG.
Or Paris.
But
yeah.
Either way,
Messi, Ronaldo link up.
Neymar is there to be taken, and I think we are the only club that can take him, and that he would want to come. He's got Tuchel, we got money, we got Champions League, we got ambition, we got ballers in our side that will work, yeah, and obviously we've got Thiago Silva. That's a key one now. That's how Rudiger got Kai Havertz for us and Timo Werner. Kai Havertz was the harder one to get, and we got him because of Rudy. So I just.
How many goals did he score for Man United? 20 goals, Ronaldo, would it? 20
something
goals?
like that. 18 or something, 28 and 20 goals. He's the best player.
All those chances, all those chances, though, Johnny, that we create,
I'll tell you what it is, yeah. I'm not entertaining Ronaldo because it's not going to happen.
No, fair enough, mate. Yeah.
For that reason, I'm not. Look, I wouldn't say no to Ronaldo. Okay, I wouldn't say no to him, but the way Tuchel plays, I just don't think at the age he is right now, it's not the player we need.
Yeah,
We tried that with Lukaku last season, didn't we? We thought, yeah, we'll get a finisher, or the board did. It wasn't Tuchel that wanted Lukaku. The board wanted Lukaku. And we got it. Yeah, we got him. And Tuchel couldn't work with him. He wasn't what we needed. And I feel like Ronaldo might take you in that step. If we end up signing Ronaldo, Tuchel's given his go-ahead, isn't he? Because that's the way Bowley said. He set the tone and said, Tuchel gets to sign up all the players. If we believe the brown envelopes. Right? What happens?
Yeah.
What happens if Todd Bowley goes against Tuchel and he says, I don't care, I'm signing Ronaldo. And I have to sign him.
Mate.
Huh?
I don't think that'll happen, mate. But it is very noticeable, though, isn't it? That our board are kind of open to the whole idea. They're actually, what's the right word? Well, they're entertaining the idea because it excites them. Do you know what I mean? Because they are marketing gurus. You know, they will literally and utterly, digitally just make so much money out of it. It'll be the face of everything, and I just think we would go a different level altogether. And but I get what you're saying. I completely and utterly get what you're saying. So, who do you think we'll actually? Do you think we'll get all our targets in, Johnny, or do you think we'll get 2 centre halves and minimum?
I quietly feel confident we can. I had the chat with my old man today, and he's like, "Forget Rice. We ain't getting Rice. We're just not going to get Rice." And I feel like we can. He's like, if you get Ronaldo, you get him for a season. He'd take him. He made a good point. Kai can't play 65 games. He's not Mason Mount, right? And you're going to need to rotate with Kai a little bit. If Ronaldo's willing to come in and rotate a little bit, then it could work.
Wouldn't it?
He's got to, man. I know he's Ronaldo and he's going to want to play every game. But like I said, I don't really want to.
But we played 60-odd games last season, didn't we? So, we know he's never going to do that. And
no, he's going to play all the Champions Leagues. He's going to play the big, against
Man City away,
and,
Liverpool.
Yeah, all that. Granted. And then Kai, if there's a way you can play both, I got so much trust in Kai, and I think he's balling out this season, and I'll stick by it. I stuck by Mason Mount, and he's balling out, and he's proven me right in every aspect. And I feel like that with Kai. It's just Kai's not had that opportunity, and I feel like this year's his opportunity. I wouldn't say no to Ronaldo, but it ain't happening. So I'm not going to entertain it, and that's how I'm going to leave it.
So, are we right in saying then, in terms of players that are likely to go? Are we right in saying that the ones that are for keeps is Mendy, Chilwell, Kante, Chalobah, Azpilicueta? I've noticed that he's open to the idea of having an extra year, isn't he? Opening an one year contract.
Yeah.
Again, Barcelona. Yeah. With the situation also with regards to Marcus Alonso. So, let's put Aspi in there. James, Silva, Kovacic, Mount, Gallagher, Havertz. They're all safe, if you like, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the question marks would be Pulisic, which I'd be inclined to keep. I just would, I just think, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it, that Liverpool were showing a bit of interest there. And then, of course,
I don't think he goes Liverpool. I know they've lost Mane. They've signed Salah now. They've got that other what's his name, Nunes or something.
If there's any truth, though, was actually interested in Werner. Are you all for getting rid of Werner, by the way? Werner's one of your.
I don't hate Werner. I've backed him. I've backed him all the way through. And I can't fault his work rate and that. I just think that the system in the league isn't the best for him. Nagelsmann built his team to get the best out of Werner, and he did. And that's why we went and bought him. But we don't play like that. Lamps didn't play like that, and Tuchel's not playing like that. So That's why I feel like Werner, you're not going to get the best out of him. He's not good against low blocks. He ain't got technical ability. He's got pace. He can be instinctive, but hasn't been really for us. So in my opinion, I think if you can cash in on Werner, look, if we kept him, I wouldn't be upset. Put it that way. But if you can cash
What
in
could
on
you
him
get
to
for Werner, though?
upgrade,
30 million?
it's his wages that are the problem. He's on almost 300 grand a week. And let's have it right. All these clubs in Europe, ain't got fucking any money. No one's got any money. So it's like, it's a buyer's. It's meant to be a buyer's market, yeah. But the buying clubs are having to pay extortionate prices for these players because the selling clubs are so broke they need the money. But when you sell a player,
Marcus Alonso,
the
right?
clubs that
For
are buying,
example, yeah.
fucking ain't got a pot to piss in.
Marcus Alonso, for example, right? 10 million, right? Would you not think for 10 million quid, right? It's probably best to keep him
I've said this and I got done for this.
as backup for Chilwell.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he's I think he's a great backup because that's what he is. Last season we had to depend on Alonso because we lost Chile. And
he had a great cup final.
Yeah,
I
and
thought he
in
was all right
at the
towards the end of the
Bernabeu, he was quality. He's got experience, but for me, Alonso is hot and cold. I personally, for 10 million, that's ridiculous.
Ain't
mate.
worth
That's
it.
a bargain.
Keep.
It's a bargain.
Aspilicueta, by the sounds of it, staying. So there's backup there, left and right.
Asby's a legend, but I think his legs are fucking gone, mate.
But they're good backups, aren't they?
Yeah.
What are we going to get? 18 million for the pair?
I just want to know who Tuchel is going to replace these guys with.
Emerson, Napoli, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Napoli. Possible. Then there's Jorginho.
You got Emerson as well, but
Barkley is another.
Emerson is not great at defending, not great at going forward. I don't think he's good at anything really. But Tuchel will get the best. Listen, Tuchel make average players look like fucking world beaters because he's just unbelievable at getting the best out of players. He did that with Rudiger. Before Tuchel came, Rudiger was nowhere near this level. Nowhere near it. And he elevated. Lamps wanted to get rid of Rudy because he can't play back four, and Lamps wanted to play the back four. Then you got Jorginho, right?
Yeah.
And all this, his agent coming out now saying, right, I've got to land this because it pissed me off. His agent come out yesterday saying,
yeah,
don't worry about the contracts. We're going to chat about it, revive that chat in September. No, you fucking well ain't. Yeah. No, you ain't. You do it now. You either stay or you fuck off. I don't want mid-contract negotiations like we had with Christensen and Rudiger during the season. It's fucking not good. I don't want that shit. I want everyone who's coming at being at Chelsea to play together as a unit with no distractions. All right? That fucked us over last season. Whether anyone likes it or not, and you think Rudiger, like the gaffer couldn't even play Christensen. When we needed him, we were struggling. We didn't have centre back options because all this contract negotiations and fucking deals getting done. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't want Georgie. I either want him to sign and say I'm staying at our club for another 3 years or extra 2 years, or fucking go to Juventus. I don't want it in September mid-season. Do you agree, Tone?
Well, I only want him to go if, again, we get something better. And, I mean, the Rice is the one, isn't it, really? I think, again, it elevates us, I'm all for keeping Kante, even though, a lot of people now say he's gone past his best, but I still think we stick with him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like you say, Rice, if he was to offer 100 million, You prefer Rice, wouldn't you, to one of them starstruck names, wouldn't you? That'd be the one, wouldn't it, Rice?
If
Even though it's
if
not
it
as
was a
spectacle as
choice,
Neymar or
yeah,
yeah,
I said it. I even said like I said, there's two factors. You can sign Ronaldo's, Neymar's, fucking Dembele's. You can sign all the top centre backs, but if you ain't got a Declan Rice, I'm sorry,
yeah,
it restricts the gaffer to how we play. And I think you'll have similar scenarios like last season with Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic. And Kante and Kovacic, I guarantee it, will be out during the season. So that means you're going to have to rely on Gallagher and Gilmore, who I want both, obviously. But I just feel like Declan Rice unlocks so much. Formation gives us qualities that we don't currently have in our midfield. Experience, hunger. He wants to fucking play for Chelsea desperately. You know, I want players like that. You know, I know we'll pay maybe 100 million or whatever, but he's not going to be demanding fucking 400-500 grand a week as well. You know, he's going to get his decent wage packet. You know, but his main thing is to play for Chelsea. He changed it. If it's a case of Ronaldo, Neymar, or Rice, I'm having Rice. I'd take Rice over that, you know, blockbuster fucking glitzy signing, if that makes sense. Because to me, Rice is that. Because of what he does for our football club. But at the same time, like you say, you'd only get an opportunity once normally to go and get a player like Ronaldo or Neymar. So it's a tough one. But I just don't want to watch next season fucking the same shit in midfield. Slow transition, you know. I just don't want to see that. I want to see penetration,
fast
fast-paced transitions, because that's how you kill teams.
and
That's how you kill teams.
high press.
Yeah.
And players that can get up and down like wing backs that are literally loads and loads of energy.
Exactly.
No gaps at the back behind them, which we got with Marcus Alonso. Let's be fair, and Aspilicueta, as you say,
You do, yeah.
that's not their game, is it?
No.
We
They haven't
I'll
got
tell
in
you
them
now,
anymore.
it really cost us last season. You know, Chilwell and Rice, James, they were massive game changers there because of the way we set up at the back and all that. You know what? One thing I noticed last season? What was all that about, Johnny? You know, when Mendy would line up to take a goal kick, yeah, and you get two of the three at the back, and they'd sit, they'd be either side of him, and they'd be there, and then they'd go upfield, so they'd almost go there for a pause, and then they'd start. It used to happen a lot, didn't it? I used to wonder, what's that all about? You know what I mean? Was that to draw them further up the pitch? And that, because quite often when we're in build-up play, you know, when we're doing them little pretty triangles, it is almost like where they play it out to a wing, like a wing back, yeah, and he brings it inside, and they play almost an acute ball, don't they? Straight away, it's almost like a Tuchel way. But I often wondered, you know, when we used to have two players either side of Mendy, and it's almost like they used to shuffle back, didn't they? And then they used to almost give it a few seconds, and then, you know, interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
I just hope we get two
Mendy's a
centre
touch and
backs
go.
now. Eh?
Mendy's a touch and go. He's not a ball playing goalkeeper. He's a bit nervy. Ever since I was at the West Ham away last season, and it was probably his worst ever performance I've ever seen from him. And ever since that performance, he sort of like he just
nervy,
dipped. Yeah. He lost that confidence.
Is everything, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. He'll get it back. He'll get it back.
I'll tell you what I found really interesting, Johnny. Listening to Jurgen Klopp after the FA Cup final, actually. And did you ever hear him do that interview where he talked about a company that approached them last year, and they said that they'll make 30 or 40% differential on your penalty taking, and he says, well, it's possible. And they used, I I think it was statistical, analysis, like data driven again, but it was also that coupled with psychology. And it's rather noticeable, wasn't it? That they never missed the penalty, did they, in them shootouts? Well, one of them did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, one, yeah.
It's a fucking wind up that, wasn't it? Because my foot was back in it then, but yeah, it's interesting. The attention to detail just really, there you go.
There's a
so we
question
need two centre backs.
There's a question for you, Tony. I think. What do you think is the remit this season? Because we've not replaced a 90 plus M striker or two centre backs, one Rudiger, one of the best in Europe.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's why we need to get into quality centre backs.
I think Delete,
but Delete, Koundé, Nathan Ake, Koulibaly. There's 4 players there that I think is better than Christensen and Rudiger. And let's have it right. I think Rudiger become a better centre back under Thomas Tuchel, didn't he? So whoever we get in, they're going to improve under the stewardship of Thomas Tuchel. In terms of striker, I don't really think. I think okay, you're right. A £90 million striker, but look what he did. And I think there's a case also there to look at that whole scenario. As I say, I don't want to go down the old conspiracy route, but you have to say it's the way it all happens. He wasn't really keen on coming to us. Then they accepted the bid, and we paid top dollar for him. And then he come to us, and then he was basically doing everything to angle a move back. I'm not saying that some kind of skullduggery went on, but let's have it right. The way it's all ended, it's been a good bit of business for Juventus, isn't it? Sorry, for Inter Milan.
Inter Milan, yeah. All they've done us like kippers. I'm so glad he's gone, mate. Fucking believe.
But I mean, we have to replace him. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if we ended up with Lewandowski. I think he'd be an answer to our problems as well, because he's a finisher. You know what I mean? The problem is, right, it's the amount of, there's so many games like where we should have killed it, when the chances created, and just poor. It was frustrating watching Chelsea at times, wasn't it? You watch all this pretty play, we'd get up the other end, we'd create a perfect opportunity, and I don't know. It's not even as if the goalkeeper was made weldies to stop it. We'd either hit the post or drag it wide, or we'd hit the goalkeeper. It was almost like there was no composure. And we got to that final third where we just killed the game. You know what I mean? And when you don't take your chances, you let the opposition come back in. So many games, wasn't it, where we were so dominant, but we didn't get 3 points. So
I don't think we're ready. We're not ready. Look, we'll be up there, but until I see what sort of signings we make, I can't call whether we'll be ready to compete with City and Liverpool. City especially are strengthening. Haaland,
look at that forward
Phillips.
they just bought.
We should have bought him last.
We should have bought him. Yeah,
fucking should have bought him, and we bought this lump of shit.
Yeah,
I never wanted Lukaku.
I'll tell you now. If our board now
we've got this player now, joke. It's a joke.
I think if our board now were the board then, we would have bought him and paid over the odds.
Yeah, wrong timing. It was the wrong timing.
Yeah.
Cement booted fraud. Yeah, we paid 100 million, and we could have paid 150 or 60 million, whatever it was, and the wages would have been what? Probably less than Lukaku. Yeah. And granted,
it's a great signing,
on a
great
2-3
signing.
year deal, and then he goes to Real Madrid, I couldn't give a toss, yeah, because I think when players fall in love with your club, like Kai Havertz falling in with your club, you ain't running off to Real Madrid, all right? When you win things, you win Champions Leagues, you win Premier League titles, you build an attachment to that football club, no matter what age you are. And the younger you are, with your aspirations of going to Real Madrid, it's very hard for you to just get up and go. And I think Haaland would have come. He should have come. Really, he should have come. But he's got his dad, ex-City player. He's going to Pep Guardiola, who's got any player he wants, you go and get him. I think it's a test for Pep, actually. I think Haaland suits Chelsea more than City, right? And the way City play is going to be testing for Haaland and for Pep. And them losing Sterling is interesting.
Yeah, that's a massive one for them. But you know, by the same token, they're just a club that seem to get away with everything, don't they, Johnny? You know, they were banged to rights. Yeah, they should have faced, you know, the court of arbitration. The full weight of the law should have come down on, you know, what they did. You know, using their own reserves, their own money to sponsor themselves. It's pretty fucking obvious, isn't it? It's written right across their tops, Johnny. You know, it's just couldn't make it up, really. And they just, you know, they did what every billionaire company or consortium does, where they just play the time game. Yeah, where you can. That's why, you know, the little man always loses. You know, it's true.
Boy, this is a great question here, Tone, from one of my mates. He says, Tony, you followed Chelsea in the 70s and 80s. Who would you take from that era and put into this current team?
Okay, that's a really great question. So my first game was 1975, so I can't sit there and claim the 1970, 71, 72 team that won the FA Cup, European Cup, Winners' Cup, the League Cup, all that sort of stuff. But we had some great players in that particular side. You know, obviously Peter Osgood, you know, players like that, Rod Harris, Peter Bonetti, you know. But that wasn't my time. That wasn't my real era. I started going from 80, 81, 82. So my side really was Nesvesky, Pat Nevin, Colin Page, Joe McLaughlin, the John Neal side really, David Speedy, Kerry Dixon, Johnny Bumstead, that sort of stuff. Look, my favourite player back at that time was Kerry Dixon. You know, Dixon. The blonde bombshell. Love Kerry, absolutely love it to bits. But you can't compare it to today's footballers. I think from the 80s, who would I take? Pat Nevin, you know, was a really cracking little player. You know, like Wee Pat. You know, the way he used to jink on the wing and always get those crosses in, and his crosses used to almost be perfect for Kerry Dixon, who always looked like he was quite a lazy player, but he had a lot of pace to him. But he was incredible in the air, you know, and he'd always leap, get that, put the ball in the back of the net. We had a really side that was a bit of a mismatch put together. A lot of players all put together in that 84 season. When we went sort of up, well, funny enough, a few seasons before that, we almost went into the third tier, but we ended up getting promoted, and that John Neal side, that 84, 85, what just incredible times, you know. And obviously the first game at Highbury, 20,000 Chelsea fans there, we absolutely took the piss that particular day. I suppose from that era, yeah, probably Kerry Dixon. Of course, the 90s, there's a lot of class players that would very much fit into that side. Before we were bought out by Roman, let's not forget we had Gianluca Vialli, Tori Andre Flo, Dan Petrescu, Dennis Wise, Roberto Di Matteo.
Zolas.
These are quality players, you know, Didier Deschamps, just quality players, yeah, and they would definitely get in the side. But I do think, funny enough, that all teams or all players squads maybe are not as good as what they were around the 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 season. The reason why I say that, think of Man United back then, they had the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney was their strikers, like Roy Keane, David Beckham. Do you know what I'm saying? What a team. Chelsea, we had like Didier Drogba, obviously John Terry, players like Deco and Lamps and Ballack, Michael Essien. They were better sides then than our current side. That's my personal opinion. I just think the teams back then were better, but I think that's because there was a smaller amount of teams then with the money. And now, of course, the Premier League's changed now, where every side is half decent and every team now gets a lot of money. And the way the money's been distributed now, it means that the likes of us and Man United, big teams and that, can't just go to Everton and say, we want him, he's coming. But, because they're saying, well, I don't think so. So everything's changed now, where a team that maybe will go down in the Premier League will be richer than the top team in the Bundesliga or the top 2-3 sides in terms of turnover in La Liga or whatever. I suppose Kerry Dixon, Pat Nevin, 80s, Osgood, I've got to say Osgood, didn't there, from the 70s. Absolute class, But yeah, that'll be my 10 pence worth.
Yeah, it's good answer, man. Good answer. Love that.
We've had some great times all the way down the years. You know what I mean? It's such a lot of shit that's spoken about us as a football club.
100%.
People forget we had a great side in the 1950s. In the 1960s, we were an incredible side, Doherty's Diamonds. So many times, we were almost nearly men. It was semi-finals, etc. The 70s, it was glory. And then we had the 80s, where, we had, as I say, the Marler Estates and that had control of the football club or the ground. So we had to survive, you know what I mean? And then the 90s, and then we come good again, and, it was all about Glenn Hoddle that changed it all, really, 93, 94. And then, of course, you had Hullet, and then, Yeah, Gus Poyet, he was a quality player, wasn't he? Remember that goal?
Yeah.
That scissor kick?
Yeah, of course. What a goal, man.
What a goal, mate. Zola, another player,
that goal he scored in the FA Cup, the back heel from the corner, man. Fuck it, what a goal.
And that Duff Zola and Robin combination, Duff, Robin,
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
Shame we had to get rid of Robin. Duff was that workhorse, but still like proper engine.
Yeah.
But Robin was just devastating.
Yeah, fast, wasn't he? Yeah.
Fast, both footed, take on a player, relentless. Marino had it there. That was those two wingers, like back in the day when you play like that. It was exciting as well. We played great stuff as well.
Yeah. With Joey Cole as well, wasn't it? Yes, great little
Joey
player,
Cole,
Joey Cole.
what a legend. Yeah. Scored some big goals.
Before that period of time, before when we had Mark Hughes and Tori Andre Flo, Gianluca Vialli up front, just brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant,
Zola is a legend. He's on my banner. He's in the banner, Zola, in the background. He's got to go in there. He's an absolute goat. This is a good question, actually. Tony Minnells, do you still love Jose for what he done for us, or is it slightly tarnished with him managing the Spuds? I didn't like that one bit when he went.
You want to go?
Well, I didn't like him going to Man United.
No.
That pissed me right off. And then him going to Spurs, that really fucking didn't go down well. I think Tuchel will outdo Jose.
Yeah.
I think if Tuchel wins a Prem, at least 2 Prems, he's already got the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup. I think he's outdone Jose. It's hard to say with that because of different eras, but yeah, Jose, it's like hard for me not to show love towards him, but at the same time, shouldn't have gone Spurs. He shouldn't have gone to another English club, really.
It's do you know what? Right.
If he's Mr. Chelsea, you know,
Well, this is it.
that's
Yeah.
like Fergie leaving United and then fucking coming to Chelsea. Yeah.
Or Dennis Law playing for Manchester City, relegating Man United. How about that one?
Yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it?
What do you say, Tony? For me, it doesn't sit well at all.
Okay,
really.
well, I tell you now, right? I got to tell you, I absolutely adored Jose Mourinho to the point where just everything about him, I loved him, just loved him so much, right? You know, I remember was it not Blue Tomorrow? What was the film? They brought out a film and actually it premiered the day after he was sacked or the day before he was sacked, first time around. I used to watch that over and over and get pretty emotional about it, really. But when he was, there was a possibility of getting him for a second time round. I remember that particular season. Honestly, it mattered so much to me. Yeah, and I remember that game. I was in the stadium really, really early. I think it was Hull City, and I was so happy. Yeah, so happy. But when he left second time around, I was gutted, absolutely gutted. And I just feel that I just wish he went and he just didn't have to keep bringing us up all the time, because he was always sniping at us and then all that patting of the badge crap on the Stamford Bridge pitch when he was a Man United fan, and then saying how great their fans were, completely forgetting the standing ovation that he got when, let's have it right, we couldn't buy a win. I think we fucking lost about 8 of the last 11 or something ridiculous. And I remember us playing. Who were we playing? Was it Dynamo? It was a Champions League night. Yeah, it was a European night, and the entire stadium stand up for the special one. So when he was coming out with stuff like that, I thought, well, you know. And then, so when he left Man United, I was rather happy, and he started to relax himself a little bit towards us. Yeah. Because I actually couldn't stand him during that period of time. Because I thought, do you know what? You're such a fucking disappointment. You really are. But when he went and became the Spurs manager, I thought, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? That just, you know, all that we're one of you, we're all Chelsea. You know, surely when you come to Chelsea, you know it's in your DNA. You hate Spurs. They're the biggest rivals. They are our biggest. Well, that's how we've always been brought up to believe. So why would you do that? Why would you must know? But now, have you noticed he's left them and he's back to giving us praise and love again, isn't he? I'm just round the corner, and I was thinking, oh wow, is he trying to get on the right side of a new regime? I live round the corner. As long as I can hear the fans, you know, happy, that's what makes me happy, and all that sort of stuff. And I think to myself, well, he is a bit of an opportunist. He will say exactly whatever needs to be said in order to get what he wants. That's what he is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I won't take it away. He gave me some of the most incredible moments ever. And it's a shame the way it all kind of went, really. I just think that Man United bit on our pitch was unforgivable, in my opinion. And that really, you know...
it's hard because it's a hard one to swallow that he went there. And I look at it like this. I think he done an agent Jose and he fucked him up. He didn't win him a trophy, and that was the thing. I never wanted him to win a trophy with him, and he didn't.
No.
So
I'm not happy with Conte.
That's either. A little consolation. Oh, fuck Conte.
Conte.
Fuck him.
No,
I don't care about
but I'm not. But I respect the fact that I know that Spurs are in a completely different genre now. Spurs now have elevated themselves completely and utterly to another level because we know how good he is. He is an exceptional manager. And I've got to tell you, Johnny, my favourite season was the title-winning one. Yeah, and under Conte. I thought that season I didn't miss a home or an away game. And I was at West Brom that night on a Friday night, and I'll tell you, mate, it was incredible. It's an incredible night, you know.
He had the passion and
he had it with the supporters, you know.
Yeah, he connected with the supporters, and that's why. That's why Sarri didn't go well, because Sarri just seemed like he didn't give a toss. Conte was really in. Jose was in with us. Tuchel's
I wasn't
in with
best
us.
pleased. I wasn't best pleased either. I'm going to have to tell you now, this is controversial now, Johnny, yeah? But I've got to tell you, listen, I've got to say it as it is, mate. I wasn't best pleased when Frank Lampard went to Manchester City.
No, I wasn't.
And I was there. I was at the Etihad that day when he come off the bench and scored. And it was the most fucking weirdest thing ever, you know. We was all on the coach and almost half stunned. What the fuck was that all about? You know, we were supporting the player that just equalised against us, and it was weird, you know.
I don't know why he did that.
Fucking weird.
I don't know why he made that move. I don't know. What do you make of him? What do you make of him? I don't really want to get into it, actually. But
he'll always be a ledge, right?
Yeah.
A ledge, yeah. For me, JT's the ledge, you know.
JT is full on, isn't he? Yeah, he's full on.
And I've got to tell you, I'm really loving this manager, Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, I do.
Really loving him.
Yeah. He's got everything. Yeah. He's got all the minerals. He's going to take us right to the top for longevity.
I just like
he did.
Aura.
Jose won Europa with United. He did, and he also competed with City with a fucking terrible team that he had at United, which he says, that's one of his great achievements. Jose is Jose. Football is business, and we sacked him. No hard feelings. I still love him.
Yeah, probably. And I think a lot of the things that he said about us, right, is exactly the same thing about when you're in a relationship. You know, when you say certain things, it's like if your missus is going slagging her ex off, right, it means she still cares, right? Think on that one, right? If they've got nothing to say and go, I don't give a fuck, yeah, then she don't care, right? And I think the very fact that he was saying stuff like that is, I think he was hurting, and I think he does love us, you know. And that's why he'll always be above Conte for me. That's probably why it hurt more. And also, Mourinho did win the Europa League with Man United, and by winning them Europa League, he equalled Chelsea's record of winning it all, because they already had the European Cup Winners' Cup, but they never had the Europa League.
Yeah.
And
now he's won the conference with Roma.
So he has won it all, hasn't he? Yeah.
Oh, he's a winner, man. Yeah. He's a fucking winner, isn't he?
Yeah, he's chicken dinner, mate.
Yeah. I like that chicken dinner. Big up, bro. Yeah, big up, Jem. I saw a question though. Where was it? Guys, if you ain't liked the video, please like it. And subscribe to Tony's channel, Chelsea SW6. Subscribe to me and Middles FC.
And the Facebook group, Chelsea SW6 Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a big old group, that 128,000 members on that, guys, and really good people, you know, on Chelsea SW6 Facebook. Paul Cannavale is a admin on that. People like Francis, CFC Stanley, and
respect to Paul, proper Chelsea. Where is that bloody question? Well, someone asked, "Are we happy with Sterling?" I can't remember where it was. Here it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Are you happy with Sterling?
Brilliant signing. Brilliant signing. Brilliant signing.
I'm a little bit more chirpy about it. I'm a little bit more. I'm looking forward to watching play. I think he's going to offer us something really good, and I think he'll link up with Minerals Mount, which is the most important thing for me. And it's competition for places. You know, that's what it's about. Pulisic has got up his game. Cho's got up his game now. I think Werner, Ziyech, Lukaku. Well, Lukaku's gone. I think Werner and Ziyech, they're going to go. I think they'll go. I don't think the gaffer fancies them too much.
That's a great question, isn't it, Johnny? Could you see Josie from Stretford End, Red W16? Could you see Josie ever coming back with these new owners or winning Champions League with Chelsea for him will always be his goal. You could never say never because he lives around the corner from the ground, doesn't he? You know, the special one to the happy one to maybe, I don't know, the forgotten one or humble one. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I suppose if it all went wrong with this one to win the Champions League with Chelsea, would be a massive one, wouldn't it, for him? But football ain't great, though, is it?
No, his football's not pretty. Do you like? That's a good question. Though. Do you like Tuchel's football? I know we're going to start to see more of it, but
yeah,
like I think it's great football.
Yeah, I love it. What do you think of Conte's football? Remember the Arsenal defeat? Then he went to 3 at the back, and that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you see Spurs being a threat this year, Johnny?
No. I think it'll only take Conte to get pissed off with not getting maybe one more signing that he really wants, and it will affect how he wants to set his team out. He get one injury, he drop points. You know what he's like. He throws his toys out the pram. He sabotaged us that second season.
Who?
Conte.
Well, yeah, he sued the club. There's no love lost.
Exactly.
He wanted his money. You know. But, you know, I mean, it's rather interesting our fixtures to start the season where we play 2 ex-managers, isn't it? Everton away, then Conte. The top, I know. A couple of our players, don't they?
Yeah.
2 tough games early season, isn't it?
Lamps, man.
Don't like Everton. Everton away is just
fucking horrible.
This Everton's last season at Goodison.
Was that what?
Is this their last season at Goodison, Everton?
Not sure.
It's a shame, isn't it? One of them good old stadiums, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, what do you think of Lamps there?
Well,
it's a bit weird.
It were all ended in tears.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a joke, mate, the way we sat up there, right? That game epitomised everything for me, the way we were kind of limping over the line. I mean, you had to be stupid not to see what we were up against. I mean, they were lining the streets, weren't they? It was blue flares everywhere. They were going to waste time, get in our faces. You know, playing games where we had to step it up and, you know what I mean? You know what to expect, don't you? I was gutted, mate. Do you know what I mean? No offence. But I don't sit there all starry-eyed, you know, but with Frank Lampard, just because he's sat in there. And a lot of our supporters were almost happy to lose that game. I'm happy for Frank. Well, no, I'm not. We lost.
I wanted to win, but we played fucking terribly in that game.
They were shit, weren't we? Yeah.
We were shit. Where's I actually want to know what you want to say. Yeah.
Jesus, a good signing for Arsenal. Jesus.
Yeah, but I don't think he's got the ambition. He ain't got the ambition. He's gone for money. He's gone from Man City playing Champions League football, win the Premier League, to going fucking Arsenal. That's not an ambitious move. That's you pay me good money and I'll settle and I'll get first team football. It's such a step down, mate.
We were never in for Jesus, were we? We was never
nah.
bag, was we?
I don't think we were.
Yeah.
Tony Minnels, who do you want to be next captain, Reese or Minnels, Mount? Well, you know my answer.
I don't. You know, I always think it should go to a defensive player, but that's me. I'm a bit old-fashioned like that. I think either or, they both do it proudly, wouldn't they? I think that I love those two players. They epitomise everything. I just love them. Reece James, I think, is an absolute, just a mega star, you know. And so's Mason Mount, Johnny. Don't deserve any of the shit he gets. Don't get it at all. Oh, anyone know how England are doing, Johnny? Just England's, is it the ladies, isn't it?
You know, someone let us know in the chat.
Anyone know?
Or do you want to check?
Guys?
Yeah.
Oh, now I win. Mead scored from 1-0.
Raphinha done deal with Chelsea. Is it?
Check it out.
1-0.
Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, yeah? And that's probably why we've just left it in there dangling. Right? Because I can't see Barca doing the deal. And his language has softened. Leeds have given them an ultimatum. And I said they would, didn't I, in our last stream, Johnny? I said, Leeds ain't going to leave it there. Well, why would they? Well, okay, just let us know when you're ready, Barca. Don't fucking think so when they got 65 million quid on the table, 50 million up front from Chelsea or whatever. And if they ain't got that, they got Arsenal. Yeah. You know, so Leeds are going to ask questions now. Look, what's going on? You know, we're going to have, you know, as much as they probably want to do Raphinha a favour, no, it's not on, nothing on Google.
Yeah, I'm
just all
looking
about
now.
Sterling. All about Sterling. Sold his house as well, didn't he?
Maybe the fella's asking if it's a done deal. Maybe he's asking.
But I think it will be. I wouldn't put it past, you know. I'm going to go Raphinha transfer. Chelsea alerted to urgent Raphinha transfer deadline as Barcelona handed final 65 million ultimatum. Been handed a major boost in the race to sign Raphinha, with Leeds United set to snub Barcelona. The 25-year-old winger has been heavily linked with an ex-Milan ropes on the blah blah blah. According to CBS journalist Ben Jacobs, the Catalonians are no closer to reaching a full agreement with Jesse Marsh's side for the Brazilian international. And like the West Londoners are said to have given the green light by Leeds after agreeing a fee in the region of 65 million, with Barcelona yet to table a feasible offer, and they won't do, by the way. Chelsea are in pole position. The Yorkshire-based sides have given the Spaniards until Thursday to present an improved offer. Leeds have already replaced Raphinha with Luis Sinestra and are keen to resolve the Brazilian's future imminently. And that's from
Leeds
old
are sitting
Ben.
pretty, aren't they? They're sitting
pretty. It's either or, isn't it, for them? The Daily Express has gone with that as well. That's Football London. And Arsenal are after Marco Asensio now, so it doesn't look. They are Chelsea handed transfer boost as they're given it. That's just recently come in. Yeah.
Simon Phillips has put a tweet out saying defenders, Koundé cooking back up. Delit's not dusted yet. City asking silly money for Ake to be confirmed.
On the Leeds United website, it's rather interesting. They're saying the possibility of him staying at Leeds is increasing. Because Barcelona just haven't got the dough. And that Deco, I'm telling you now, right, has taken the dollar, mate. Because it's rather weird, isn't it? Rather weird.
He works for Barca, doesn't he? He works for Barca.
Yeah, something not right about it, mate. Yeah, see, Fabrizio Romano is also coming out with. See that Joe Laporta, or whatever his name is. He's coming out with, well, all these players can wait for us whenever we're ready. We'll have them. Well, fuck off, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how it's even possible, Johnny, yeah? Because apparently they're raising 190 million quid, yeah? For a percentage of their television rights, which is ridiculous because we all know where the world's going in the next 5 years, yeah? So that's just, it's almost selling your soul, yeah? And that doesn't even cover what they own to players in wages, Johnny. Let alone sign all these players or give them contracts. I think that's why Alonso, Jasper Laqueta deal, that's why I think he's now considering a year extra.
I just think, like, I've just looked at the timeline very quickly. You got Koulibaly there, you got Delit there, you got Koundé there, you got, I mean, fucking hell, there's so many players that we're being linked with. What story is it? This is what I keep saying to people. Brown envelope season. This is their feasting season. They want the clicks, they want the interactions, but there's nothing concrete there.
Yeah.
There's nothing concrete there. This Raphinha thing is like a pantomime. And Dembele's gone completely quiet all of a sudden when it was all heating up at the start, you know, a week before or 2 weeks before his contract has expired. What is it then? What, you know, what is it?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, I'm not buying into anything. Listen, even Sterling, until he's holding up that shirt, anything can happen.
Yeah, look, this is from Fabrizio Romano, quote from Oliver Kahn, Bayern Munich, regarding Delit, yeah. They're happy with the quality that we have at the centre-back, but we can improve when it comes to leadership. But so it's basically, look, yeah, they're interested, but it's not the be-all and end-all. I think if we pay the money that...
I think we'll get him,
you know,
yeah. I think we'll get him.
Yeah, Leeds definitely want a final answer from Barcelona, and they want it by Thursday.
All right, so at least we'll know then, Tony. We'll know.
5 days ago they got £179 million cash injection.
All right. What's this one about Broha?
Well, we're having talks with him, aren't we, next week?
Tier 0 says Broha is not going on our pre-season tour and he's going to be sold. Plus, we want 25 million plus add-ons for him.
And an option to buy him back then. Jack, hopefully.
Yeah. I'd be amazed if Tuchel suddenly decided not to bring Broha on pre-season after all the reports saying he wanted to give Broha a chance. We'll believe it when I see it, Jack. Yeah. Well, it is down to Tuchel's got to assess all the players in pre-season. That's what pre-season is there for. I'll be shocked if he just sells Broha and he doesn't go pre-season without checking him out. That's ridiculous. If we believe that he fancies him, he likes him, you know. It's obviously going to heat up, Tony. Regardless, it's going to heat up.
Yeah, the
And
next 2
hopefully we
weeks
can
are going to
get
be huge, aren't they?
yeah. Hopefully we get Sterling over the line by the end of the
Listen,
week
I think
and bag it.
we've got the best signing of the season so far, apart from perhaps you'd have to say Haaland. Yeah, I think Raheem Sterling. Thanks very much. We'll take that all day long. All day long.
100%. 100%.
And if we get the lit Koulibaly, and I keep mentioning because it's a bit cheaper and all that. And then
what about this, Tone? Do you agree with this?
To press Dembele to resign.
To re-sign.
Yeah, perhaps. But the thing with Dembele, without going over old ground, is he is out of contract right now, so he doesn't even have a club. He's just no contract with Barcelona. But and he wants to stay, according to the press, right? But in order to stay, he's being asked by Barcelona. Well, that's cool, you can stay, but you have to take half of what you're on. It's incredible, isn't it?
That's a massive drop. Massive drop.
Yeah. Zenith Data Cup, Tony, I was there. Yeah, me too. And the full members. I was at both. I'll tell you a little story about the Zenith Data Systems. And you would know this. So we're talking about the Middlesbrough game, yeah, Tony Dorigo free kick and all that. And it was incredible. One half the stadium blue, one half the stadium red. Great. If you remember rightly, Chelsea old boys, the clocks went forward, backwards, forwards, or whatever. Anyway, I got there thinking I had all the time in the world, and I sat down in my seat thinking, oh, it's a bit packed early, isn't it? And realised, oh shit, I had to put my flipping clock forward, like, you know. So well, what I remember about that is kicked off at Wembley Park after the game. Oh, yeah. Big time, Johnny.
Proper kickoff.
Yeah, it's a proper kickoff, mate. Yeah, it's a really good day out that was. And the 84-85 one, the Man City one, in the Full Members Cup. Fuck me, that game had gone on another 5 minutes, Johnny. It would have been 5-5. We're 5-1 up, Johnny. About 10 minutes to play.
Yeah,
we played the day before away at Southampton. It's fucking crazy. And we're 5-1 up, and then it was 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. Fuck, and that'll blow the whistle. But
like literally blow it, like yeah.
No different then, though, mate. Because you had Chelsea with the half of Wembley full up, and Man City had it was one man and his dog. You know, they weren't, but you know what I mean. It was, you know, I don't mean that to be disrespectful.
I've met Dorigo. I've met Dorigo. Met him.
And Tony D. Yeah. Played for England, wasn't he? He was Aussie though, wasn't he? He was an Aussie, Italian Aussie, wasn't he?
Yeah. Hello to both of you. Who do you think has had the best transfer window so far? Well, it looks like City at the minute.
Man City probably, and then Tottenham's has been half decent, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think they're of the magnitude and level of City. I don't think they've signed anyone like a Sterling, you know, like us. Nah.
Johnny, do we know who that football player is that's been arrested on suspicion of?
No idea.
Well, he's from
Barnet. They were trying to say Partey, weren't they?
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's true.
No. We had a top run with the women, yeah, we did. I remember Middlesbrough, obviously, the playoff finals, and I went away to Ayrton Park, the old Middlesbrough ground back then. Incredible times. Incredible. Yeah. Yeah. So it's all good stuff, isn't it, mate?
It is good, mate. It is good. Maybe put some of your questions in there before we wrap up our stream. We've been on here for what, 2 hours now, Tone. If you haven't liked the video, the stream, please like it. Very important though, to once the stream's ended, if you can put in the comments what you think of the show, what do you think of me and Tony, and obviously whether you like the content. It's very important to get the feedback from everyone, because we're going to do this as a regular.
Yep.
And as we build up in the transfer market with this window and into the new season, it's going to be great. We're going to really enjoy it.
And we'll meet up on a lot of the games, won't we, Johnny? So.
We will indeed. We will indeed. 100%. Like and subscribe goes without saying. I don't want to keep saying it because it's a bit tiresome, isn't it?
Johnny, sorry. BBC, mate. Don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Go on.
Raheem Sterling agrees move from Manchester City.
Go to your. That's it. Lovely. Is that just come out now?
That's on the BBC, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like Sterling's done.
Bit of Sterling. It's a good signing. Very good signing.
There you go.
Maybe Pep didn't want to let him go.
No.
I don't think Pep wanted to let him go.
It's fantastic, isn't it? I'm so happy
come
with
out.
That, you know that.
That will come out, you know, whether he wanted him to stay or not or whatever. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, what's your favourite moment in our history?
Shocking lack of Mount talk today. Lack of Mount. Listen, I put on Twitter today, if Sterling's getting 300 grand a week, then Mount should be getting 400 grand a week. Let's have it right. He's our fucking best player.
A lot of people think he will be announced at the kit launch. Possible, and it makes sense, doesn't it? And what's your favourite moment in our history?
Do you think Jesus would be good for us? Yeah, I think it'd be a good signing for you. I think
good signing for Arsenal. They're doing some good stuff, aren't they? You know, you have to say, you know.
Yeah.
And I think they're on the verge of signing Tillemans, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a good signing as well.
Which is a good signing. It's very good, you know.
What was the question, Tony, you were going to say?
Best moment in our history. I think it has to be 2012 Champions League in Munich.
Munich, yeah.
Because it was the first time, I guess.
First one.
Johnny, Premier League or Champions League?
What?
What's more important? What's more important?
What, from now on?
Just what's more important, yeah.
Premier League, innit, I guess. Well, for me, winning the Champions League's so special. But it's very hard to do. Very hard. The league is hard, but the league, we've won it back to back. You know, we know that's a great feeling, winning it back to back, innit? You know, being dominant in your country. That's very important. When we're built for the league, in a couple of years, not this season, next season, I think it will be a case of back-to-backs with Tuchel. And then you're going to be like, do you know what it is? We've won the Champions League twice now. It's like, oh, we crave the league. But then when you're winning leagues, you're like, I crave the Champions League. It's like, whichever one you're winning, you want the other one. It's I look at City, they can't even buy Champions League. Can't even buy Champions League.
Chelsea old boys, you lads are real. Thank you very much, buddy. You talk sense about our club. Thank you very much. That's all we want to do. Obviously, always put our club in a good light. Always a big shout out to Matthew Harding. I used to always meet up and have a drink with him. Well, total respect to you for that, buddy, and respect to Matthew Harding. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Absolute legends. It's a legend, you know. One of the most awful moments that for us as a fan base. that. Ray Wilkins was another one, obviously. Yeah.
Proper. This one's nice. Good to watch. Good to watch your stream. You lot giving your Chelsea fan base knowledge on the past and the present. Proper stream. Love that.
That's the idea, you know. We talk about the old times because one of the things you can't do is you can't, you know, erase your past. Danny Glanville, I think, is a historian at Chelsea, and he talks, you know, in the history of Chelsea FC. The hooligan stuff's in there because, yeah, it was part of it's part of us, you know, and you can't just almost brush it under the table because it didn't happen. It happens. And it still happens, you know, still happens, doesn't it, you know?
Of course it does.
Do you know what I mean? But obviously not on the same level, but, you know, what I'm saying is that sort of stuff still goes on, but you have to be real about your club, you know? There's a lot of shit that's actually spoken about our football club. A lot of people, you know, don't give it enough respect, you know what I mean? And there's only one Matthew Wardine, absolutely. Absolutely. So what I will say about Matthew Wardine, I remember that, you know, obviously what a team we had to play after hearing that, you know, that news, and of course we played Spurs, and you'd expect, wouldn't you, their fans to be really disrespectful, and they weren't. They were incredible. Well, respect to Spurs for that. Rivalry aside, they showed a lot of dignity that day, you know, for Matthew Wardine.
It's a good question.
And they did that for Peter Osgood as well. We have to say that. And we were both together on the Jimmy Greaves one. And I don't like Spurs. I'm not saying, you know, but I'm just saying that on those particular occasions, you know, we were all full of mutual respect. You know?
Here's this one, Tony. Tony, were you in the stands during Canterville days?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the abuse?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, 100%. And you need to read his book, Black and Blue. And I know Paul Canterville really, really well. He's a good friend. Not just saying it, but he's one of those. Well, I've got his number in my phone. Not giving it large or nothing, but do you know what? He's a lovely, lovely guy. Real lovely guy. And you know, when people talk about racism, and obviously racism shit, yeah, just shit. I mean, really is shit in every form, right? But there's a lot spoken about stuff today that, like, back in the day, it was pretty bad, you know. And I'm not just talking about Chelsea; I'm talking about everywhere. John Barnes used to have things chucked at him, you know. He speaks about that quite openly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Nowadays, of course, you go to Stamford Bridge; it's very, very diverse. All faiths, all religions, all colours, all, you know. But we're all blue, and, you know, everyone walks around with names on the back of their shirts with no reference to anything. It's just a player, isn't it? That plays for us that we love, you know. But Canners, yeah, he went through a hard time, really hard time. And you know, but now, of course, he's one of the most. And it's about time the club did something for him, and they are now starting to show their total respect for him because he has his own suite now. But there were years when they didn't do fuck all for him, you know, where I felt they missed the boat with him because I thought he was the classic, the perfect man to shine a light on those things because he was the first black player to play for Chelsea. And,
massive,
you know,
that's massive.
He got a lot of stick. He got a lot of stick. And, you know, I was there at Sheffield Wednesday that night, the 4-4 game. And apparently, the rumour goes, it's John Neal. They were 3-0 down at half time, Chelsea, if you don't know. But those Chelsea players apparently could hear the Chelsea supporters, and we had about 8,000 here that night. And he could hear all the Chelsea fans, Chelsea, you know, just incessant. He goes, look, I'm going to say nothing, mate. You just need to go out there and play for them. That's it. Get the fuck out there. And within 1 minute, 2 minutes, it was 3-1, then 3-2, then fucking 3-3, then 4-3. And then Doug Ruby fucking fucked it up with 2 minutes to go. He gave away a penalty, 4-4. It went to another replay at Stamford Bridge, which we won. But But yeah, no, it was quality street in Cannons. Yeah, absolute quality.
Who's
Really
your
lovely guy.
favourite
He's got some. Sorry.
favourite Chelsea player of all time? Phew, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
A lot of my kids are named after Chelsea bits and bobs, yeah. And one of my boys, his second name's a hyphen name, yeah. So his name's Sam, but it's Sam Luca after Viali. Kerry Dixon. My girl, I couldn't get away with Chelsea for a name. My wife stepped in and goes, "Nah, you ain't doing that." But I got it in a second time. I don't know. My favourite ever player, John Terry. I think
John Terry.
I just think, right. Do you know his farewell speech? I must have watched that about 10 times, you know, and I'm always emotional watching it, you know, because you could see how much it meant to him, you know what I mean? I think John Terry. I loved Kerry Dixon, as I've already pointed out, and I loved Pat Nevin. Listen, Ruud Gullit was incredible, you know. Gianfranco Zola, as we mentioned. Dennis Wise, another fucking iconic player. And then you can pick anyone, can't you, throughout that? You know, you can anyone like Ballack or Deco or Didier Drogba.
I mean, I'll probably say like, can I say John Mount? Say John Mount.
Oh right. Message to Mason Mount,
Terry.
Right?
Mason Terry.
Let me tell you something. Message to Mason Mount. So the rumor is, Johnny, that apparently the Chelsea football players or football players in general do watch this sort of shit, yeah, or this sort of stuff, yeah. So I'm told, yeah, or people from the club. Message to Mason Mount. This guy is your biggest fan, biggest fan.
Yeah. That's my baller.
No one out there loves you more than this guy.
Listen. He's going to be our greatest ever legend. I stand by it. I think he will.
He's probably one of my favourite players in the modern era.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I could probably say JT and Lamps.
Of course you can. Yeah.
And then for me right now, Mason Mount is my fucking.
But who do you think would be the greatest ever player? I mean, if you had, I suppose you have to put Osgood on there, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to go maybe Jimmy Greaves. Put Jimmy Greaves because he was the first overseas player, wasn't he? Well, he went overseas and you ended up going to Spurs, didn't he? But he was our youngster. I suppose maybe Ronnie Harris. Okay, maybe Zola, Kerry Dixon, and then you'd have to go JT, Lamps, Didier, and out of today's players. See, are they comparable to that side 12 years ago?
I think Mason Mount gets into that.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah. I think he does. He's already won. He's already won a Champions League. Been clutch for us in that whole campaign. Stepped up, like Lamps did.
Ledge,
yeah, Kai's got a lot to offer.
Worst moment as a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea old boys. He's donated super chat saying thank you very much. Saying you're the example.
Johnny.
I didn't. I think it might be yours, Tone. Might be yours. It must be yours.
I've got no idea.
But he's donated.
I haven't even got to that point. I didn't, we're not. Listen, we might set something up that, and that'd be great. But
yeah, it's not about the money. You're the example for all the other Chelsea shows. Big up, mate.
Oh, nice. Stuff. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
Well, a lot of it. Look, can I be honest with you? Like, right, okay. It's not you want to be disrespectful to other channels, right, or Chelsea channels or other football channels, right? But they do fall into one or two categories, right? So you've got the overseas ones, haven't you, Johnny? Yeah, which they'll always do their own thing, and fair play to them, right? But the ones in this country, a lot of them are sponsored or run by media. Would it be the right word to say, Johnny? Right. So they've got a shoe in, into, that's why they're never controversial. And then the rest are, it's quite a young sort of audience, isn't it? Young sort of, a younger sort of panel. And some of them are completely and utterly fraudulent, right? And I don't mean that in an horrible way, but some of them are just, what's the right word, Johnny?
Wishy-washy.
They're not real.
Wishy-washy.
Yeah. So, and I suppose, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I remember being off air for quite a long time, Johnny. Yeah, and I'll never forget it. Right, it was in Middlesbrough away, right? And at half time, I'm outside because you're allowed to go out at half time at Middlesbrough, like you are at West Brom. And so we're outside and that, and a load of people come up to me and said, "Just start doing it again, blah blah blah," and all that. And I said, "Well, just, and it was really nice. Just really nice, you know what I mean? And it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, nice. It's nice.
You don't want to attack the twat, do you? You know what I mean? That's, at the end of the day, you want to. You know what I'm saying?
I enjoy it. I like to be able to talk about Chelsea. And
hey, Chelsea SW6 Facebook. Big up everyone out there. Anyone that's watching on that right now.
There's loads of people watching.
I love my Facebook group. I'll tell you, my Facebook. I'll say but I just think Chelsea SW6 Facebook. Bad. It's mental, mate. You know what I mean? 6 years I've put into that. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried it, going out live and trying to connect with people and do it. It's not easy all the time, Johnny, but I've done lots of stuff from the stadiums and bits and pieces and I've got to do my bit, you know what I mean?
100%.
Johnny, it matters to me though, mate. You know what I mean? It's like, it just matters to me,
Of course. Worked hard, mate. And it's for everyone.
It'd be nice to get it going now, though, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to get this finally somewhere, Like,
it can be done, and I think what I say is it's nothing without everyone watching and participating and supporting.
Absolutely.
Whether you watch it live or you're watching it after. Whether you agree or disagree or whatever, that's what it's all about. It is about opinions, but I think me and Tony say it how it is really, and people that follow me know what I'm about and how I land my minerals. And Tony, everyone knows about Tony, a legend he is, it's just good to team up and just have a nice weekly thing going. And once we start going to games and all that, it kick off like that. Raw emotions will be put in action, and debates and discussions.
We'll never be chosen for talk sport, Johnny.
No, I mean I've been on it, but I don't really give a toss about all that and sponsorships and shit like that. It's just like, let's just talk Chelsea and talk football and be real about it and not be brown envelopes and people that are told what to say and when to say it and how to say it and just because you've got a certain amount of followers. It's all nonsense. That's not real fans. That's not real That's not real punditry. That's not truth, you know. I'm not saying what we say is all going to be factual all the way through, but I'm definitely not going to side with brown envelopes and big accounts that talk shit and shovel down our throats nonsense, because it's tiring. I don't follow any of them anyway, but
say this,
I think I'll
Benjamin
probably
Pavard, Johnny.
yeah, go on. Yeah,
Benjamin
go on, Pavard.
Pavard. Yeah, 45 caps for France. Sorry to interrupt, buddy. Sky
right.
Germany is saying they've reported that Chelsea are keen on a swoop for Pavard. The player has made 36 club appearances in each of the last 2 seasons when he first signed for Bayern Munchen, and Lewandowski was full of praise for his new teammate. They've since played 107 times together. Speaking to Telefoot, which is some German publication, I've already played against him. He's a very good player. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, apparently we're interested in this guy, Benjamin Pavard.
We're interested in fucking everyone by the looks of it.
Yeah, we're like
it's ridiculous.
We're like the opposite to Barcelona. Everyone wants to go to them. They're saying, look,
but
we're
we're linked to everyone. yeah. Whoever doesn't want to go Barca, come to Chelsea. You know,
come to us, yeah.
That's the going narrative at the minute. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Well, I think
that's us, isn't it?
We'll sort of, yeah, that's us. Everyone in here, massive thank you for watching, and everyone in the comments, anyone who's liked the video and subscribed to us, a big thank you. And Tony will be doing his videos as well. I'm doing my channel, and I've got various shows that I do. So, you know, if you want to cross over to both of our channels when we're not together, please do that and help us out. And we'll land the minerals and we'll talk it how it is, and that's how it is. Like, subscribe, comment after at the end of the stream, very important. Give us your feedback. And that's about it, really, isn't it, Tone? Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. No, just massive respect to you, Johnny. Respect to Minerals FC and everyone that subscribes to Minerals FC and watches Minerals FC. Thank you for all the kind comments you put on the last videos that we'd appeared on it together. Massive respect out there, and big up to everyone on Chelsea SW6 Facebook group and YouTube channel. And, you know, if you wouldn't mind, guys, go on the Chelsea SW6 YouTube channel too and give it a like on that one as well. That would be massive as well, because it all helps, doesn't it, Johnny, for traction and stuff like that. So massive respect.
Also, our Twitter. So all our contact information. So Twitter,
down below,
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that malarkey is in the description below the video. You can click on the link and it will send you there. And you want to follow us, big up to you. We appreciate it. But as always, up the Chelsea, innit, Tone? Up the fucking Chelsea.
Yeah. And
up the Minerals FC.
Be happy. Yeah.
Stay
it's all
positive.
coming together. Big up Raheem Sterling.
Yeah. Money. And up Minerals Mount, my baller. Let's have it right.
Go on, Minerals Mount. You put your intro on there.
Yeah, we'll leave you with the outro. Yeah. Nice one, Tony.
Brilliant.
Up the Chelsea.
Yep.
London is blue, let's have it right. Up the Minerals FC, let's go. FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.